Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hi sailors, and welcome to a new podcast here on explorenorth.no. I'm your host, Jon Antrup. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there, and some of them are really inspiring. One of the most inspiring YouTube channels that I have seen and are watching on a regular basis is Sailing Free Spirit. They capture the essence of what I enjoy by sailing, anchoring, exploring nature, and seeking out the remoteness of the ocean and the landscape. So I had to talk to them. A week ago or less, we passed each other in just north of Harstad and just waved and cheered to each other as I was sailing north with Isbjørn and they were sailing south with Free Spirit. So this time I caught up with them and made this podcast, and you definitely should listen to this and see if you get more inspiration to do more sailing and out of the way and seek out those remote anchorages and the simple life. Other than that, if you want books about sailing in the high latitudes, sailing to Svolvær or on the Norwegian coast, check out my website explorenorth.no, and enjoy the beginning of this summer, and let's kick off with this podcast. Enjoy. Well, it's time for a new podcast. I'm in Fredrikstad. I just had 20 centimeters of snow here down south. How does it look up in Lofoten, Jasmine?
Oh, it's here at the moment it's very sunny, but we have had a lot of snow quite recently, and we had the aurora above our boat last night, which was amazing. But yeah, it's very cold here.
But sunny and clear. It's a nice place.
Blue skies at the moment.
Blue skies. Yeah.
Blue skies at the moment. Yeah. You're Sailing Free Spirit. And we met a week ago or something like that. Sailing past each other.
Fantastic that was. Yeah. See another yacht out on the water. A friendly wave. It's lovely. Yeah, it was a lovely day that too. But and you were sailing towards the northern lights, and we were sailing towards the clouded skies, so we didn't see it, and you saw it. That was it. Yeah.
Look, we have to do a presentation. Can you present yourself?
As individuals.
As an individual. Yeah, we'll do that first.
We'll do that first. Okay. Well, we're a family traveling together on our boat Free Spirit, and I'm Guy. I'm the dad, the husband, the skipper, so that's me. And Jasmine, you're on.
Yeah, I'm their daughter, and I'm traveling with them, and I'm the filmmaker on board, and I make films of the voyage. But we're a happy family on board this amazing boat on an adventure.
That's it.
And I'm Joanna, Guy's wife, Jasmine's mother. I do most of the cooking on board. Jasmine and I take the photos, but as well.
We're the crew.
We're the crew.
We're the crew. And who introduces the boat? You have to tell us about the boat. It's a beautiful boat.
She's a solidly built steel Koopmans yacht, Dutch Koopmans yacht. She's a long keel, She's a cutter rig, and we love her. She's bomb-proof. We wanted a tank that would look after us, but that was also really, really cozy inside. And I think we've hit that mark, haven't we?
Definitely,
really. So
yeah.
we've got a very cozy, dependable home that we can move from one wild place to the next, and that's really what we as on Free Spirit are all about. Just moving to lovely, wild,
Locations.
nature-rich places and exploring. And this is the vessel to get us there.
Yeah, and that's Dick Kubmans. He designed boat just for that purpose, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but the original, from what I've heard, this Koopmans 39, that's what this boat is with a long keel. I think they come with different keel variations, but I think this one was designed initially for a client who wanted to sail around Patagonia and possibly even further south. So that was the original design concept, a small boat that was solid and could cope with those kind of high latitude conditions.
Cool. And but who introduced sailing to the family, or did it just naturally happen?
Yeah, that's
Some friends of ours in Cornwall took us sailing to the Isles of Scilly, and we were hooked straight away.
We were always we've all got marine biology backgrounds. Our daughter kind of followed us on that line, so we loved the sea, and we'd been farmers for the last 20 plus years, but again on the coast, so with fantastic views of the Atlantic Ocean and across to the Isles of Scilly, and we sea kayaked a lot, so we loved the freedom that came from sea kayaking, and the freedom of exploration and adventure and immersion into nature that sea kayaking gave us. And then at some point, which maybe we'll come to later in this interview, but we felt it was time to move on, and yachts gave us the opportunity to extend that exploration capability that a sea kayak had.
And we don't come from a farming background, I think. It's worth
and we
saying.
don't come from a sailing background either.
No.
So we've made a few big changes in our lives, and we're not afraid of making the odd complete life conversion, are we? Really, but not just for the sake of it. It tends to always follow some kind of
ideal,
a philosophical angle, whatever. Yeah. That's left that left things open, hasn't it?
Pretty open. But when did you buy your first boat?
This is our first boat, and we had already decided that we were going to set off on this adventure. We couldn't before we bought her. We couldn't have a boat and a farm. No. The farm was just too time consuming, and I think we would have, it wouldn't have fitted our financial or time constraints, would it? So really, we made the decision we were going to move, and then found what we thought was the ideal boat for what we wanted to do. And this is her, and I think we've made the right decision because. No regrets, but we were both feet in at once. There was no turning back from this one.
So you actually swapped the farm for a boat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yes, yeah. It was the right time. The farm had its best kind of moments. I think we were always going to be. We'd had the best moments on the organic farm that we were running. It was a nature conservation farm, and we were just going to be working harder and harder for less and less money. And we hadn't always been farmers. We felt that our time there, you'd just finished all your schooling. You'd done your
perfect timing,
filmmaking course. It was time to move on and have another life adventure.
So, and how did the first sail trip go?
It was a bit of a baptism of fire, really.
Yes, when you say the first sail trip...
In this boat.
In this boat.
In this boat, in Free Spirit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the maiden voyage was as I think you've hit the nail on the head there, a baptism of fire.
Yeah.
I've heard from all the extensive reading that we did that maiden voyages are often, the gods come to test you. I think, do you want this life? Do you not? And I think they certainly wanted to test us on this run, didn't they? And but we used it in a way, and I think that is the key to this kind of life, is using each problem or each encounter of adversity to turn it on its head and see the advantage in that. And we saw it as an opportunity of what we needed to change on the boat, and fortunately, well, it tested our mettle. We've never gone to as dark a place again.
Thankfully.
You have to be a little less philosophical and tell us about what actually happened.
What actually happened? The
boat had been on the market for 2 years.
Yeah,
and
had developed some diesel bug in the tank.
Severe diesel bug in the that we weren't aware of when we set off.
So, without really any experience of that before, we found ourselves changing filters and
the engine cutting out.
The engine cutting out regularly, and then every port visit was an opportunity then to look for filters in different countries and different languages.
The first time that it actually cut out was just as we were about to cross the shipping channel outside Rotterdam. In the dark, in a thunderstorm.
That was the first night watch.
We just radioed through to say that we were going to cross the channel. Do we have permission? They gave us permission. At that point, the engine cut out.
Yeah.
So that was one problem. But then we also had time constraints. And that, of course, as we all know as sailors now, that is probably the biggest kind of harbinger of doom, isn't it, really? And I think, we ended up actually one of the worst places, tidal races in the UK, which is off Portland Bill. And we found ourselves finally with the tide against us, but with wind against tide going through that. And the wind picked up to a force 6 against us, and those were harsh. It was horrific. It was at night. I have to honestly say, I don't think I've ever been so frightened in my life. And the boat started to feel more like a submarine as opposed to a boat at that stage. But I should throw in, we did have an extra crew member who was acting as a skipper on that trip, who was the guy who'd actually helped us with our RYA, Royal Yachting Association courses. I'd done a very basic day skipper course. You've both done the competent crew course, and this guy had seen us through those. He was our instructor, and he'd become a friend, and it was very reassuring to have him on board. And so he helped see us through it all.
Yes.
But he was under time constraints as well, hence us finding ourselves in conditions that we wouldn't seek again.
We haven't come back.
Never again since. And so everything's been a breeze since then. Get the worst over and done with first time out, and then it's all perfect from then. It's all plain sailing.
Yeah. And you were still happy to go out on your own when all this was over?
No.
It took a while to be...
I tell you what, it actually left us in a terrible situation because we just reached a stage on the farm and with our life choices that there was no turning back. And so we'd bought this vessel. We'd had the most terrifying experience of our lives. The vessel had been pulled out onto the hard to undergo some changes and some updates, etc. And so we had no chance of getting back on the horse to kind of, to overcome our nerves or whatever. It was just a case of continue full pelt to move on with the plan, get rid of the farm, sell all the livestock, all the rest of it, while moving towards this unknown that where the last experience that we'd had was the most terrifying one we'd ever experienced. So it was a huge. There was a lot of anxiety, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But it was a leap of faith. But we don't regret any of it. I should say, throw that in. We don't regret it.
Since then, it's been absolutely amazing.
I haven't seen the film of that one, Jasmine.
Oh, that's my very one.
It's the first film you didn't.
I didn't film all the worst bits. That's the thing. You don't think of grabbing the camera at that point.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
It is there. Yeah, the maiden voyage, but it's. I don't think you cover all the. Certainly not the through the Portland Bill race, but yeah.
And the name Free Spirit, I don't know, there's a lot of boats named Free Spirit, but they just keep pedaling around in enclosed waters and doesn't go very far. But you seem to live up to the name. How did you come up with it?
We came up with a name. In fact, right beside me, coincidentally, I have the little. We did a naming ceremony. We came up with three. Shall I read you there's a little poem that we wrote. It's beside me. You can cut it out if it's too long. You said you can play with the edits.
I've never had a poem on this podcast, so please go ahead.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's a for you. To all the gods of sky, land and sea, with bowed head and on bended knee, we humbly gather to ask of you to bless this boat and all her crew. This yacht was built to sail the oceans, made to ride, not fight its motions. Strong but elegant, befitting of the awesome sea, her maiden name, Poor Sang, translated pedigree. But destiny has led us now to act as her keeper. We wanted a fresh name with a meaning a little deeper. So, in honour of the four winds that can't be chained, we're embarking on a new life, spirited and unrestrained. In this new direction we feel somehow driven, and so the new name, Free Spirit, we have given. To all the gods of sky, land and sea, with bowed head and on bended knee, we humbly gather to ask of you to bless this boat, her new name, and all her crew.
Beautiful.
So that's why we named it Free Spirit in a nutshell.
Who wrote it? Who wrote the poem?
Guy.
I did, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Jesus. That's really impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. But what most people tend to head south.
Yeah. Yes.
And I love the fact that you haven't, that you come north. But why did you decide on that? Or how did you decide on that?
I think
Maybe.
it was there. Most people tend to head south.
Yes, that's the answer.
Yep.
The Mediterranean, we find, is very crowded. And we, having a marine biological background, we knew of the orca and the humpbacks up here in Norway, and that was our main drive to come up here. But also
the wilderness.
Norway has always
nature.
been an attraction to us.
Yeah.
We've never been, but
yeah, exactly. It has the landscape that we've kind of yeah. I mean, it's from all angles actually, and in this mad world of ours, I mean, Scandinavia as well seems to be. I know there's lots of problems here politically and all the rest, as there is everywhere, but it seems to be a slightly more sane society.
Yeah.
Embracing nature, embracing the outdoors, embracing adventure, and those are the things that we're about as well. So, so from every angle, we wanted to head north, didn't we? Really?
Yeah.
Less people.
Less people. Yeah. That's the best part of it. Totally agree. But before you came to Norway, we have to talk a little about the Faroes, because I'm going to Faroes in May.
Yeah.
And I've seen your film and I loved it, but You have any insider tips that you didn't reveal on where to go, what to look out for, or anything I should be aware of? I'm sailing from Lofoten to the Faroes.
The Faroes are a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. But for us, with the lack of sailing experience that we had, all of this has been incremental, hasn't it? I mean, we did it in stages. We first sailed down close to where we brought the boat out and where we were living. We headed then north and spent the best part of 2 seasons in on the west coast of Scotland.
Well, first across to the Isles of
Scilly,
and then to Scotland.
So we felt we'd worked up to that next stage, which was going to be, and we'd always had envisaged, we wanted to go to the Faroes. It seemed a fantastic place to visit, and then head north from there. But this was heading into a new realm for us, wasn't it? A longer crossing to get there, but they're very exposed islands and intimidating in that respect. For us, not having come from Norway, you're here in Norway surrounded by big mountains, but for us there, everything felt big, didn't it?
Yes.
Big cliffs,
big currents,
big tides, big seas.
Swell.
And we were very early in the season. When did we get there?
April, was it? Yes.
I think it was April. So we found a weather window and we got there early, and then winter closed in around us again. So the Faroes in winter for a relatively inexperienced crew is an imposing and daunting prospect. So that dominated our headspace a little bit while we're there, but also added to the grandeur and the beauty of the place in a way. But I would say all of it is fantastic to visit, but be prepared for strong tides mixed with big swells, which can produce and unpredictable winds, and that combination of three can in an instant produce seas that you weren't expecting. So be prepared is the only answer. It makes
sailing on a set course with the sails set difficult.
Yes, it's not a cruising ground. It's not a cruising ground. It's and we met a couple of other sailors who it was more of a kind of jumping onto the conveyor belt of tides to get to the next safe haven, as opposed to let's cruise around here. If you've got the right weather, you can do that. But by and large,
it was also the time of year that we were there.
It's true. As well. It's true. Plus the fact for us, one of the downsides was, particularly perhaps at that time of year, but less anchoring capabilities. It's an exposed coastline, so you're going into harbours that aren't geared for yachts at all. So we're talking about rough concrete surfaces, missing tyres. These are the things that you have to and big tides. So these are the things you have to prepare yourself for. But we love wild anchoring
and kayaking. We didn't get our kayaks out whilst we were there.
Yeah.
It just isn't a great ground for
that kind of exploration.
Yeah.
Having said that, it was a beauty. We wouldn't have missed the experience for anything.
The cliffs are just incredible there.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you go anchoring at all, or just harbours?
Just harbours.
Just harbours. Right.
There were a couple of floating pontoons, but most were just fishing harbours, and which meant that there were no facilities, but they were generally free. I mean, they didn't even know how to charge us, because that's not what they did there. They weren't geared that way, which was great. But facility-wise, if you wanted washing machines or toilets or any of those things, it's was hard. And showers, it was hard to come by, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Fine. That's fine.
Yep. Sounds like I have to do some preparations then. Now I'm looking forward to the sail over from Lofoten to the Faroes. That's
well, pretty much exactly the trip that we did.
We went from Faroes to Border, so it's very similar. Stretch.
Yeah. And it was a good sail actually. We we extended our comfort zones, but the boat handled it. We were always aware. This is the great thing with this boat. We feel the boat will look after us, and as long as we don't do anything too wrong, we feel safe, and it's a good boat for us to extend our knowledge and comfort zone on, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But do you enjoy the overseas overnight passages, or is it still stressful?
I quite enjoy it.
Mixed.
I find it slightly more stressful.
Depends on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. I should perhaps say that we want to be good sailors. We want to be competent, and sailing, of course, is such a wide thing. It encompasses the anchoring and the tides and the anticipation of potential problems, etc., etc. But sailing isn't the be-all and end-all for us. It is a means to get to beautiful and wild locations that we can then explore by foot or with kayak, and so, and for you in particular, I don't think you have any ambitions to become your own skipper at some stage or anything.
No,
for you, it's
he kind of summed it up really. It's where it gets us, and the wild places, and getting more closer to nature, really.
Yeah, and that's one of the things one of the many things I love about your YouTube channel is that you actually go away and you have learned something. You always make a point of writing the species names and telling about the wildlife, and especially the diving parts. It's really, really cool that you do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I really love, that's what it's all about for me, is the nature and wildlife. And yeah, I did a short course in wildlife filmmaking, and that's really what I want to get into. But I want to capture the kind of wilderness, the wildlife, getting close to nature, but also the adventure that we're doing. So
when did you come up with the idea to, I'm not sure if you're calling yourself a YouTuber, but when did you come up with the idea to create a sailing channel, Sailing Free Spirit?
Well, I always intended to when we decided that we were going to get a boat, because I wanted to get into wildlife filmmaking anyway. And after doing this wildlife filmmaking course, I then wanted to kind of make a portfolio and kind of further my skills. And so, yeah, I mean, ever since we started thinking about getting this boat, I was also thinking of making videos, and I thought the best platform to put them across would be YouTube.
Yeah, it works very well. Keep it up. And talking about Norway and filming, but I actually haven't seen that. But you went to the orcas and the humpbacks out of Tromsø, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was the Kvænangen Fjord, north of Tromsø, about
in October and November.
Yeah.
Yep.
An absolutely incredible experience. I've never thought I could see so many whales in one place at a time.
Yeah.
And all around the boat as well.
That film is yet to be edited.
Yeah. I'm a bit behind with it, but it will come onto my channel soon.
Yeah, that will be it was a mind blow experience for us.
Dream come true.
We'd always, that was always the destination, wasn't it, really, for us? I mean, when I say the destination, that destination was going to be influenced by the herring run and where they come, and apparently that moves every 4 or 5 years, and initially they were more in the Lofoten area, then I believe they moved up to the Tromsø area, and then they're now in close to Skjervøy, Kvænangen Fjord. But there is already the herring run is now going to move further north. There's a lot of indications that the shoaling of herring will move further north, which means that all the predators, the orca, the humpback, the minkies, the fin whales, they'll all go further north as well. But so that was what was going to define our end location of of last year's voyage, and it all worked out perfectly, didn't we? The Faroes, the Lofoten, which was absolutely beautiful, magic.
Yeah, we had an amazing summer,
and then just travelling slowly further north to that point, and it ended with a crescendo, if you like, of Wales and just awesome landscape
and northern lights.
And for us, not being familiar with snow, even, to be honest, we're from Cornwall in the far southwest of the UK, where in actual fact the temperature doesn't change much from 10 degrees all year round, maybe 5 degrees below, maybe 5 degrees above in summer. But suddenly being surrounded by that snowy landscape, it was like being in it was like sailing inside an advent calendar.
And then you left the boat in Tromsø for the winter, or for just a few months, actually?
Yes.
We
came back to Britain to visit family and friends.
For 2 months, or just 2 to 3 months, and then returned to the boat in Tromsø, and slowly now heading further south now. South to Sweden, not south to the Mediterranean.
But you should actually turn around, because you have to experience Finnmark.
Yeah, we should really.
Yeah, you should.
But we may come back up another time.
We may come back up. Exactly.
Yeah, you should. So,
Northern Norway has stolen our hearts, really.
Definitely.
So I think we'll be
such a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is, and especially in this time of year too. Now you have had the summer last year, and now you got the end of the winter and the spring.
Yeah.
How long are you staying for?
We'll slowly move down the coast. We've no urgency.
No, we'll be carrying on the boat till November probably. Just carry on down south towards Sweden.
And I believe there's some fantastic places just south of border that we want to kind of take our time in. And perhaps you can give us some suggestions as some real places to spend some time in.
Yeah, you should definitely spend some time in Helgelandskysten, which is south of Bodø, as you said, between Bodø and Rørvik. There's a lot of wild anchorages and white beaches and mountains to walk or hike or climb if you are into that. And
perfection.
A lot of nice diving too, I guess.
Fantastic. And then, of course, with the days becoming longer again, this is what's fantastic this time of year. There's snow and long light hours. It's a lovely combination.
Yeah, it is. It is. And right now you're in Svolvær?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But you got me fooled with that Gullvika story you posted your Instagram. But you have to tell me about... I've been to Gullvika, and it's a very popular harbor for the locals, but I'm not sure that many have experienced it that doesn't come from Lofoten. Can you tell me a little bit about Gullvika and how you found it?
The way we find things, we tend to look at a combination between navionics, Google Earth, where it looks nice on Google Earth. Probably that's the first thing, looking at Google Earth, wind direction, and then can we go in there? And we were surprised actually when we did go in to actually find a pontoon at the end that was available for our use, and in such a supremely calm and secluded anchorage. It was fantastic. It was and wild,
and not another soul. No one, didn't meet anybody whilst we were there.
So that's perfection for us.
Yeah.
In our books.
The landscape around it is lovely for hiking, and we heard the black grouse calling across the valley, which was amazing.
They're beginning to start their courting rituals, aren't they? Which is nice.
Yeah.
And we saw otters, and you found the antler of a moose, which had just
Eurasian
been
elk.
A Eurasian elk. Yep. And so these for us are kind of magical magical. And magical is the word that we've been using for Norway.
Absolutely.
We've been using that word ever since we've arrived on
again.
Norwegian shores. We feel every day is filled with magic.
That's right.
And now in Lofoten now, there's not that many tourists, are there?
It's empty. We heard that Svolvær was the metropolis of and this is the what did it say? The by far the busiest location in the Lofoten, and there's no one here. So it's again for us, good time of year. We're the only boat on the pontoons.
Yes.
The only yacht. So it's all good. We don't like jostling for space with lots of other cruisers.
No. But if you stick around Lofoten a few more weeks, maybe I'll see you. I'm flying up to Tromsø on Sunday and sailing to Svolvær.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm going to spend some time in Vesterålen.
Okay.
And Senja, which is north of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you go there this summer?
We went to we spent
passed Senja.
We spent a lot of time in Vesterålen, but not in Senja, really.
Not Senja so much.
The weather conditions weren't good enough for us to do the north coast when we were there. It was getting a little later in the season, wasn't it? And there were unpredictable winds. And on the way back down again, there was quite a few variations on the forecast, a lot of low pressure systems where their extent wasn't fully clear, and they were tended to be hitting.
All the forecasts conflicted with each other.
Yeah, they did. But it made it kind of, I think you need fair weather for going around the north side of Senja. And
it's way more exposed, but in the summertime, then it's both Helgelandskysten and Vesterålen and Senja is, in my opinion at least, far more attractive than Lofoten because there's nearly no one there.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of wild anchorages and
the islands just sort of southwest of Senja, they were really beautiful. We visited those
and we spent some time there actually, didn't we? And kayaked around. So again, just perhaps what you've got on the outside of Senja there, just beautiful rocky islets, sandy beaches, no one else around, turquoise waters. Perfection. And a pub that we found, which we only visited once, but that was, throw that into the equation and it's heaven.
Yeah, it is. No people on a pub. That's it.
That's it.
Your kayaks. You don't have a dinghy. You have 2 kayaks.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell us about the kayaks.
Well, that was as we said before, it was probably kayaking that got us into sailing, the freedom that those kayaks gave us. But when you're purely sea kayaking, you need perhaps a really long kind of supreme sea kayak, if you like, to get you to the outer islands. Now we have a boat, a yacht that does that for us. So we can afford to compromise a little bit more on the kayaks, have slightly more maneuverable boats that don't track quite as well, aren't quite as long, but are perfect for getting into from our yacht. And that's what we've managed to reach. And
that can be packed away for when we go on passages.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got inflatable kayaks, but they're inflatable with a rigid frame, a kind of combination of both, which makes them, they're not toys. These are proper expedition boats, but they have a kind of a double stitch floor, a bit like
a paddleboard floor in them, so it's easy to step down into from our boat with stability.
Exactly. So we can get into them easily. They're secure. They're stable, perhaps more stable than you'd want for your kind of ocean crossing sea kayak. But
they're everything we need.
They're everything we need. And that allows us, rather than, as most people do with their tenders and their dinghies, literally go straight from the boat to the shore, where they then do their exploration and then go back to the boat. We can literally explore for 10, 20 kilometres in calm waters. And the big work has been done by the yacht. That's got us to these wild locations that we can then take our time and explore, go right into shallow waters. We're not worried about engines messing up, and we can ground our boats on surf beaches even, so it really does open up the window for exploration, really.
And without a noisy engine, we can get much closer to wildlife and be kind of, it's quite serene in a way sometimes, kayaking around these beautiful places.
I should mention actually just the boats, for those that may be interested, and a lot of the questions we get from your YouTube channel, what are those kayaks? And they're the expedition range from Advanced Elements kayaks, and we've found them to be incredibly durable and perfect for what we're doing from our yacht, our needs. So we don't have a tent, just those kayaks.
Oh, I can definitely vouch for the Advanced Elements. I have the double, same as you guys have, and I had it for 15 years or something like that, and it's the best dinghy I have.
Fantastic.
Definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, great.
It is. But sometimes I thought, because I've also had other kayaks, rigid ones, and when everything tends to break on the boat, and it's, as you know, it will. I usually think, maybe just a kayak. It doesn't break. Just solid sailing. I'm going kayaking. Does that sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, things do break on a boat, but we're getting better and better at. We're beginning to embrace every breakage. Of course, it always starts with a little bit of swearing and a little bit of a kind of panic, perhaps. But we're beginning to turn that on its head. It's everything that breaks. It's a learning experience, and we're stronger at the end of it. We know a little bit more.
We have to talk a little bit about being a family aboard.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
No, I mean, they're my parents. They're like my best friends, really. So we all get on really well. Of course, there's always the odd moment, but no, we get along perfectly. We're all into the same sort of things. No one's really been forced to come. We all wanted this sort of a life, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're all getting our own things out of it, aren't we? No one's dragging a reluctant wife, or something. No, we're all
we all share
engaged.
a passion for the environment and for wildlife and photography.
Nature, sustainability,
wilderness,
simplifying our life. I mean, our boat isn't luxurious in any way, and yet we feel that we're blessed with all the luxuries that one can wish for in terms of time and time in terms of as a family. I feel, really privileged that we've got
Jasmine with us,
you with us, and a documentary filmmaker on board our boat documenting what is an incredibly important time in our lives, and it's we're blessed with all the beauty and all the rest of it that we feel fully engaged
very
in.
Privileged.
Yeah. We feel lucky and privileged.
Sounds like the perfect life.
It is the perfect life for us. It won't tick everyone's box, far from it. And I think it's there's a bit of escapism involved as well from this mad society of ours that separated. It's in kind of mental illness is on the rise. People are separated from each other, from nature. So we're escaping all that madness, but we're also there's so much to embrace in terms of nature, beauty, reconnection as a family, freedom, courage, adventure, all of those things. So it's a mixture of running away and finding, and it's for us it's a fantastic voyage in every respect.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm definitely envious, but
all the same, and you're living on your boat and you're traveling, and you have the added thing of being able to impart your knowledge and your enthusiasm to crew who, for them it's the start of this very adventure. So, what a lovely thing to be able to impart. I think, I feel envious of that, to be honest. And Jasmine, in a way, hopefully you're imparting some of our enthusiasm through your films. So I guess that's our way of doing it, but you're doing it directly. And I think that's a hugely worthy thing to be doing.
Thank you. And yeah, I've read some of the comments on your on the YouTube channel, and you get a lot of very good reviews and comments and thumbs up. And what does that mean for you?
Oh, it means so much. It's so lovely to see that people really enjoy seeing my videos and get a lot out of them, and some of them are saying that it's encouraging them to kind of follow their dreams as well and get more out into nature as well, which feels really, really nice.
But she's not, the way we see it is I mean, you're not really you're not seeking big view numbers. I mean, it'd be lovely to happen, but I don't think your genre necessarily is encouraging a mass viewing, is it? It's you're not putting what.
Yeah, I don't do it for the algorithms or anything like that. I just want to. I'm not influenced by trying to get more and more views. I just want for the people that actually do appreciate it for it to be there for them, but also just as a memory for us as well.
There's no clickbait. There's no kind of, we're not going to see you much in your skimpy bikinis. That's
no, yeah, exactly. That's the clickbait on most YouTubers in the sailing community, I'm afraid. But no, I liked more. I like your style better, and you get a lot of credit for the music you put into it.
Yeah. I spend a lot of time because I get worried about that there is a lot of other music I'd like to use, but with copyright and stuff, I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, I spent a lot of time on the YouTube audio library looking for the perfect tracks that will fit with the kind of vibe that I want to put out.
But you guys sail around with some music instruments yourself, don't you?
Just me.
Just you?
Yeah, they're not musical. I have a little ukulele that I occasionally tinker away on, but yeah, not much. I like to sing.
That's lovely.
And they're very appreciative.
We're appreciators.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Any favorite anchorages in Norway that you can recommend so far?
That's a difficult one.
There's just so many, and
some of them are wild anchorages that aren't actually on the charts, so they don't really have a name, but they were very special.
I mean, one of the ones that stands out to us, perhaps, but perhaps only because it was so early on in our time in Norway, was just south of
Svolvær? Or no?
Border?
No. I'm just thinking soon after the border, on the mainland coast.
On the mainland coast.
Opposite the Lofoten.
South of Norskott?
Yes, south of Norskott. We found an anchorage there that was not marked, but very shallow turquoise seas, very wild, far away from any kind of direct roads. And we came across moose and saw
reindeer. The only footprints on the beach there were just of moose.
Yeah, there were porpoise around the boat.
Eagles above us.
Eagles above us. It was a fantastic introduction to Norway. What I would say is that I would encourage, just like you said, the Lofoten perhaps get very busy. We didn't experience that much of it, again, because of the wild anchorages that we tended to choose. We didn't come across as many boats as we thought we might do in the Lofoten. But I would encourage people to not just zoom straight across to the Lofoten, maybe spend some time on that bit of coast north of border, opposite the Lofoten, on the mainland there, exploring the coves, the fjords, but particularly all the little islands and islets along there. It's fantastic and empty of boats, but in a similar way that I would imagine it would be off Senja and places like that. Probably not quite as wild, but that's the lovely thing about here in Norway, is you have this real sense of wilderness, but also knowing that, you know, a few miles round the next corner you are going to be able to get some water, or there is rescue at hand should you really need it. So you can fool yourself into thinking you're in the middle of the back and beyond, and it certainly feels that way and has that grandeur of nature and wildness. But you have security nearby. It's great.
Yeah, it is. And why Sweden?
I
I can give you a number of good reasons for going to Sweden. I've been there a lifetime, and it's a perfect cruising ground, but not when you're up north.
No. You're right. I mean, the thing is that we are we're very fortunate actually that we haven't been as affected by Brexit as most UK sailors. We do have European passports, but I think there's even time limits for us with regards to how long we can keep our boat in Norway, and for us as well, we're meant to leave every 3 months, etc. So I think this winter will be on the west coast of Sweden somewhere. We don't know Sweden, just like we didn't know Norway, so we want to continue to explore, but there's nothing stopping us turning round,
coming back
the following season. So we'll see. But we the way things look at the moment is we'll get to the west coast of Sweden this autumn, and
then the Baltic next year.
Next year, again, you could ask why on earth the Baltic. Don't know the Baltic. And I hear some fantastic reports, but we are a little bit anxious about how we will, you know. We're used to the Atlantic Ocean. We're used to all the marine life that exists in the clear waters of the Atlantic. It will be interesting to see what the Baltic has to offer.
Yeah, I can see that point. But are you planning on doing a circuit in the Baltic, or just Sweden up to Stockholm? And Russia is a little bit difficult at the moment, maybe, but
I think it would be really quite interesting to perhaps go through the Gota Canal, go up to Stockholm, do the explore the islands, the archipelago between Finland and Sweden. But then perhaps if we're enjoying the Baltic, and these are all big question marks, we're very free to change our plans at any time, which is a very privileged position to be in. But we probably would like to go right up to the north of the Baltic the following season, probably then return to Stockholm to overwinter, because I don't know what it would be like leaving our boat or being up on the far north of the Baltic, but going up to Luleå and the islands off there, and cruising perhaps up the Swedish coast, coming down the Finnish coast, and then back into the Stockholm archipelago for another winter season. Who knows? We're open to suggestions. Give us suggestions.
Free spirits.
Yeah, you know the nickname of the Göta Canal is?
No.
The Divorce Channel.
Right, yes, yeah.
So that will test you.
Yeah, I believe a lot of locks and to negotiate and
yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, so we'll be shouting.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
No, but the Stockholm archipelago and up to Finland is very beautiful. It definitely is, and a whole different experience than what you're having now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's also the possibility to get your boat trucked from northern Sweden just over to Narvik, and you're back in Lofoten.
Fantastic. We have actually thought of that. That might actually be a nice shortcut to the place that
Back
we're
up.
enjoying so much at the moment. It's what kind of any idea of costs that may be involved in such an operation?
I've no idea, actually. It's been 10 years since I looked into it, and no.
Okay. It's
But
probably
there's
the Swedish
companies
side.
that do those kind of things, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll look into that.
cool. Now, sounds like you have the perfect life, and you have a long summer ahead of you.
We're very much looking forward to it.
It's just April, and you're going sailing until November.
Yes. We're very. Yeah, last year was the best summer that Norway's had in since they can remember, I think.
The best summer I've ever.
We don't expect it to be that good again this year, but it would be nice.
It was quite exhausting, actually, not just from the point of view that the sun didn't set, which was a whole experience in itself, but we had always been told that, this weather is not going to last. It's not normally this good. So there was this real pressure to make the most of every single day. We thoroughly enjoyed the days shortening and winter coming along, because it meant we could spend more time in bed.
Now you have to make the most of it. But now you're almost local, so now you can enjoy it more, can't you?
Well, it's been received so well as well. We've met some really lovely people here in Norway. We're still kind of looking to find a Norwegian that doesn't fit the bill of being really very friendly and helpful, and we just haven't come across anybody who doesn't fit that mold so far. So what a lovely place this is. We're very happy being here in Norway. Maybe we'll come and stay. Maybe this will be our home one day. Who knows?
Good choice, but as you move further south, you might experience another different attitude to sailors, and but no. I'm exaggerating. It's okay. We're closing in on an hour, and that's pretty much my limit. But anything you want to say before we wrap this up? But we're definitely going to do this one more time, at least later on. But any final thoughts?
To view us again after the Divorce Channel.
Yeah, definitely.
The whole project will have come to an end then. We'll all be disbanded.
We'll all fallen out.
That's it. Just will be off. No more filming. Any more things to add? I would just highly recommend. I think the thing that we've got most out of it is time, isn't it? Is the time to reconnect with nature, the time to reconnect with ourselves as a family, to just be able to observe the beauty of the places that we find ourselves in. And time is something that is really, really precious, and I think is being robbed from us in our everyday lives in regular society. And more than anything is not encouraging people necessarily to follow our lifestyle and live necessarily on a boat, but if people can just try and embrace time a little bit more, I think the world would be a better place.
Yes.
Perfect finish. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And enjoy Lofoten and the rest of the Norwegian coast, and maybe I'll see you next week.
Be lovely. Be lovely. Yeah. Hopefully we will meet up. All the very
Bye.
best.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Don't turn off your...
Hi guys, thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more about high latitude sailing, I can highly recommend, without blushing, the book I wrote together with Bob Shepton, High Latitude Sailing, Self-Sufficient Sailing Techniques for Cold Waters and Winter Seasons. You'll find it on Amazon, on explorenorth.no. You can follow the link to buy a hard copy. And there's also a lot of other books there that you might find interesting. Other than that, keep on sailing, guys.